Her cousin and his boyfriend took her to the old theaters that he had written about. They were still there.
And the other one he played, Kala, is this one right over here. See the Paramount?
Where is it to the left?
Right there. You see the
Fantastic.
I know he played here, for sure. And this one's now a strip joint, but it still has the original stage and everything else inside. I think there's a reason why 50 years later, his name still sends shivers down your spine. He could take you to a different time and place with props, with costumes, with just his way of storytelling. I mean, you really walked into a room and you were transported to his world. What a visit we've had. Grandpa's memorial when he passed. It was held at one of the old theaters where Grandpa used to play. They rented the whole place and it was all filled with these old vaudeville performers who flew in to pay their respects. The people that were hosting it were these two men who worked on the road with them for a long period of time. And different guests coming up who were old vaudevillians, coming up and sharing their stories. I remember it not being a lot of tears. It felt like a gala as opposed to like any kind of memorial I'd ever been to. My father, who was Mandrake's second son, who was also a magician, he would talk a lot about how much he learned performing with his father. You know, I think in his own way did the same thing as far as taking his performance to the next level.
Definitely the biggest part about being a magician, I think, is aside from learning the tricks, is you have to have a certain kind of charisma that can captivate and capture the audience's attention, to make them want to watch you so that you can distract them at opportune moments.
I'd like to reproduce my son Sean. Good there?
Yeah, one of my grandfather's props was like a large mummy case. That was kind of cool and a little spooky for myself as a kid. He used to do the routine where he would saw a young woman in half, and I saw those props there as well that he used in his show. I saw a lot of his dolls, ventriloquism and otherwise. I went over one time to my grandpa's and he put on a magic show.
Look out, I bite your finger.
I think my grandfather was a big influence on both my father and my uncle because they both carried on magic careers and performances.
My brother Ron, he would perform and do sleight of hand magic. I sometimes got some inspiration from him, and he's actually the one that taught me sleight of hand that I do.
Feels like it could be it. I've got the king of hearts. I hope you have the king of diamonds.
I do. But to make them appear to look all the same length, you simply grab the end, say very powerful magic words, stretch, oh stretch, and each piece of rope appears to be the same length. Now remember they were different lengths?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is a real McCoy. This is like rope number one. Rope number one doesn't stretch or doesn't shrink. It's exactly this length, which is exactly the same length as rope number two. It doesn't stretch or shrink either. And again, exactly the same length as rope number three. These are the three ropes all now exactly the same length. The problem is, every time that somebody does this effect, everybody thinks it's done with sleight of hand. So to prove that there is no sleight of hand, what I'm going to do is tie all 3 ropes together at the end. Take the ends, put the knots in the hand. Now by saying some powerful words, shrinkle, shrinkle, each rope winds up right back to the original size. In other words, we've got the short piece of rope, and we've got the longer piece of rope, and the middle size piece of rope. Now, do you want to know how to do it?